It's 2:45 on the 18th of November 2021, and as I've mentioned, in my hometown and community where there have been tactics of isolation, withholding information, intimidation, and basically the damages to my property, family, and my wealth and profession, etc. There are individuals that are aware of the circumstances, aware of the obstructions and obstacles of the relevant agencies and bodies fulfilling their obligations and refusing to fulfill their obligations to my child and I, and that are aware of the issues of property theft, financial theft occurring again in this community, the issue of the government not addressing these matters, and the issue of those that have been perverting the course of justice and due procedures have indirectly or inadvertently been facilitating those that prey on women in circumstances of human rights being violated. So this brings to the fore the vulnerability for young women and children that are not being adequately provided for or not adequately acknowledged or respected by professionals, practitioners and politicians that are refusing to do their jobs properly. So this is really serious, that as I have been of legislation as of 2018, debt recovery, I have to reiterate this every day, and since 2017, of legislation of this country, debt recovery of matters at home and abroad, property farm holdings at risk. My properties are at risk due to individuals in this community that have been orchestrating theft and fraud, and they of the state agencies have been made aware of this matter, and it hasn't been addressed or duly acknowledged. So it's very serious that there's extensive property being stolen. A child of 2 years of age in 2017 very seriously harmed up to the present date without the care of his mother, and extensive financial fraud occurring again. So the culprits in this community that have forgotten the procedures and measures and practices and the outcomes and the extensive consequence to the circumstances that evolved from that unlawful care order of a child that is legally missing, that I gave birth to in 2015. The repercussions of these circumstances, and individuals going to great lengths to cause extensive theft of my properties and disrespect to my nuptials, that have been perverting my privacy and slandering my name, is all a very serious matter for any woman to contend with. So as a qualified professional, as a competent adult, a recovery advocate that has instigated positive progress in my hometown and my home country, where, as I keep reiterating, there have been many that have benefited from my work, and there have been others that have been gaining monetarily from my work, and that is considered sacrilegious in this day and age, simply due to the damages of my sacred light body, to my sacred light body and my child. So it's quite dangerous that there's a blind eye being cast by the government that has obligations to royal patronage, and the issue, I can't reiterate enough, of repeat fraud and financial theft occurring in this country after all my hard work in 2018 that led to debt recovery at home and abroad. It's highly indignant of any state representatives to deny, negate, turn a blind eye, or to disrespect my good work. So it's a serious situation at this stage, that my child is still a missing person, extensive property theft, disrespect to my nuptials, and hazards and liabilities in this community, causing extensive harms to others also as a consequence of the troubles caused to my child and I. So this issue is being brought to the attention of the United Nations, and the United Nations is fully aware of the reforms that have been taking place and that originated with this woman. So I hope the United Nations is aware of the issue regarding and arising from these circumstances being facilitated directly or indirectly. Doing nothing is as worse as doing the unforgivable. So to be doing nothing at all in this situation where there have been very serious problems in this community caused by liabilities that have disrespected my good work and that have disrespected the recovery process and that have disrespected the legislation that I initiated single-handedly on my own in 2018. These issues being disrespected, as well as my child being disrespected, are all very huge concerns that make society very, very vulnerable, and also that contradict the philosophy, ideology, or objective of the development since 2018. So those that aren't able to adhere to what they espouse, and those that do not practice by their own policies, and those that have assisted any repeat fraud or identity theft that has previously occurred since 2006 are all serious issues. So this is for the attention of women and children's rights, and the huge issue for the government of Ireland to meet me personally with courage and bravery, and to answer my questions and to repair the damage done to my child and I. So this is for the attention of the Honourable Government and the United Nations also. Those that are endangering a sacred royal and a child and our ancestral homes are really a disservice to society and are not acting in the best interests of those that are suffering from mental illness, such as imposter syndrome and pathological efforts to exacerbate problems they've already been causing simply due to their difficulty with appreciation for what they already have themselves. So as far as I'm concerned, anyone that isn't already sufficient or equipped with what they already have to cause so much disruption, so much disharmony, so much jeopardy to people's integrity